What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go.
Looks like we back. How's everybody doing tonight?
Still here, Rich. We're still here.
Yep, about to beat this COVID variant. It's like we about to get shut back down. So
yeah, it is what it is. We'll get through it.
Yeah, a lot of places in New York, they're moving to, you got to show your vaccination card to like get in for like restaurants or gyms. Are they doing that over by you guys too, or?
Not yet, no. But I would suppose that it's not too far away.
I wouldn't be surprised if people start getting the fake vaccination cards
on
the low. So.
Oh, you know those are coming. I mean, just like the fake IDs.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy once those come out.
Oh man, what can you do?
I mean, you just gotta stay inside, man. Stay inside. So I mean, let's get right into it. I mean, NFL's itching upon us. You got some preseason games kicking off this Thursday.
Yeah, with the Hall of Fame game, first time in what is it? Almost 2 years.
Yep.
First preseason game in a while. Yeah, it's always fun. Just I know that kind of these first preseason games are kind of boring or whatever, but just that first kickoff to just this kind of sets the year in motion is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little odd because it's not. I'm used to the weather. It's still a little hot, so I don't know how they're gonna. It's not really gonna feel like football yet until the weather drops a little bit for me.
I don't know, man. The last couple, the last week or so here, it's been pretty cool at night. Almost feeling like a fall night. So, almost put me in the mood for football.
I don't know. It's hot here. It's like it's supposed to be like 80s and 90s when I looked at the upcoming forecast. So.
Yeah, you live in that city life, Rich. It's hot down there.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's hot with COVID variants. Weather's hot. So I mean, let's get right into it. Some other news going on. This guy cannot stay healthy. Carson Wentz looks like he's gonna have foot surgery. He'll be out 5 to 12 weeks. It's gonna suck for the Eagles because that second round pick is not gonna turn to a first since he's gonna be not playing the 70% of the games, but also suck for the Colts because it's their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the least surprising news breaks for me ever since Wentz had that knee injury. I know it's some freak injuries and things like that. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And I know, they say some guys are injury prone, whether it be like their ankles or feet or things like that. But I just feel like he's one of these guys that's just like, even freak accident wise, it happens way too often. So yeah, he's going to be out. It looks like Eason will be starting the season. The 5 to 12 week lead, 5 to 12 weeks out is kind of a weird range.
Yeah,
it's really dependent on how well the rehab goes. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to go with Eason and see what happens. They said they have no intentions of trading for like a Nick Foles who would fit in nicely there, who's currently third string in Chicago. And Phillip Rivers came out and said yesterday that he may be open to coming back for a team that's on the play. May need help heading toward a playoff run. So
nah, he need to stay home.
So maybe that's an option. I don't know. I feel like they need to go get somebody. I know they say all the right things to Eason and maybe it helps Wentz knowing that he's going to get his job back when he gets back. But in my mind, you got to go get a veteran help to kind of carry you through the first few weeks. Especially this is a team that has high expectations this year.
Yeah, I mean they got the best offensive line.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Quentin Nelson's hurt. He got hurt today. He's got the same injury that Wentz has.
Yep, 12 weeks.
Crazy.
I mean, all they're missing is a quarterback. That's their issue. Maybe Andrew Luck comes out of retirement. I mean, that would be the.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that would be they would have a parade if he were to come back. I mean, I'm hearing good things about your boy Zach Wilson, man. He's slinging the ball out there in practice, but I mean, we're gonna see when they play against the Giants on Saturday in the preseason game.
Yeah, it's I never know what to believe in these things. You hear stories all the time about how good these guys look, and then they get on the field and the game changes when you can get hit, right? So, yeah, I mean, so far so good. It looks like the wide receiver crew has been good. The defensive line is going to be tough to contain. The Jets got a good line. They got a lot of, I don't know. There's a good energy around the team that hasn't been around for a while, which is nice. Across the board. I do hope they get this Marcus May contract situation figured out. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I like where they are.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to see what Zach does, especially all these quarterbacks in this draft. I mean, they were talking about Trevor Lawrence wowing people in practice, but I mean, that's nothing new.
Right.
He's been projected to be one of those franchise quarterbacks that'll change the franchise. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, how they build around him.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting to see how if Urban Meyer can adjust to the NFL. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's always a big question with these the guys that come from college. Can they do it? And can they keep the guys that are now getting paid more than them engaged?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Did you see the hot Twitter clip of the day?
Oh no!
Trey Lance chucking a 50-yard bomb right on the dot across his body, fading one way.
Nah, I didn't see that. I know they were talking. The thing I heard was like a few days ago, they were like, oh yeah, he's only did 7 practices, and then like a few days later, they talking about he's competing for the starting job now with Garoppolo. I'm like, how the hell that changed so fast?
I think they unleashed him a little bit, and I think Kyle Shanahan's probably a little giddy now to get him in there.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I mean, could there be a Jimmy Garoppolo trade coming? He's not due. He's due $24 million if he's on their roster day one.
I think they're going to keep him. I think he starts out the season, but I think he's going to have, if they're having one slow game and they can't move the ball, it's going to be Trey Lance day. He's going to be out there running around, kind of like what they had with Baltimore. They had Joe Flacco in there, and then all of a sudden they got Lamar in there. Then they went on like a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully they have something to that effect. But I don't see him getting past maybe 3 or 4 games before they switch out to Trey Lance. So
yeah, I would probably agree with you on that one.
Then outside of that, I mean, COVID's running a little rampant in the NFL too. So I'm glad we're getting it now. Unfortunately, before the games actually start counting.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Get everyone squared away, and let's play some football.
Yeah, I see teams taking on protocols to keep quarterbacks separate. They're not all out for contact tracing or other stuff like that. So
yeah, it's smart to keep these guys kind of separated a little bit. You don't want like what happened to the Raiders last year, where your whole offensive line goes down because one guy tests positive.
Yep. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I hope we can kind of squash this a little bit and kind of have a semi-normal NFL season.
Yeah, it all depends on the players. If people are gonna show up and not go out and do things that are put themselves in danger as far as missing games or catching COVID, because not everybody wants to get vaccinated. But I just hope those players that aren't. I can understand if you don't want to get vaccinated, but if you don't get vaccinated, please don't be out there wilding in these streets.
Right.
Messing it up for everybody else. So, and then on to the NBA. Had a lot going on. I mean, we had the NBA draft. How'd you feel about that? Who do you think as far as a winner in the NBA draft, or as far as losers? Were there any surprises as far as players you saw get drafted?
Yeah, I didn't think that there were many huge surprises. I felt like Orlando got a nice deal getting Suggs to drop to them at 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say, based on that, and then who they grabbed there at 8.
Oh, at 8? Oh, they grabbed
Franz.
Yeah. I thought he would have went to Golden State at 7, but
yeah, I thought they probably made out the best. I mean, it helps when you have 2 picks in the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like having Suggs drop to them all the way to 5 was huge. And then, yeah, Golden State passing on Franz. Felt like it was a good draft for Orlando.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they build out, from there, as far as, putting talent around those players, and then or the young players they also have in the roster. So
Right.
I kind of like what Golden State did.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I still think they're gonna look to move, Wiggins or Oubre, to try to get somebody else. But I mean, they're saying that they're not moving anybody, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Because I think they need a few more role players to mix in with those rookies to help them out on the bench.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then, I mean, as far as losers, I mean, not really losers, but it's kind of head scratchers. Sacramento Kings. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mitchell's is a great player to draft, but man, you just drafted a point guard last year, and you already have a starting point guard in Darren Fox. So I don't understand how they expect to run those players all at the same time, especially being that's a really small lineup. I think Mitchell's like 6'1".
Yep.
Fox is like 6'4", and then Halliburton's 6'5". I mean, that'd be a really small lineup if you run two of them or three of them at a time. So
yeah, I thought I'm still unsure of what Sacramento was trying to do just in general.
Oh yeah. Then my Knicks, man, like just keep trading back. Like they hanging out with the Giants. Like what's going on, man? Like pick some players, man.
Where were they at before?
Well, no, they were already at 19, but they traded the pick away to Charlotte. And then Charlotte got Kai Jones. Is like,
yeah.
Okay, then that 21, then they traded it back to the Clippers.
Yeah, they pulled like a Patriots. They just kept trading back.
Yeah, I don't understand why you were trading back. I mean, we needed some guards, but
I mean, took Kai Jones for some reason. I read that wrong. Yeah, they didn't make a first round pick then, did they?
So they had 19, 21, and then 21 went to the Clippers. And then 25, and they were supposed to go back to 25, and then they drafted Quentin Grimes at 25. But
that's
it's
right.
Like I feel like there was a lot of other players on the board they could have got.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, if that's the case, if they could have just traded out of the dang first round, as far as much as they traded back, might as well just trade for next year's draft.
They pulled a New England Patriots. Keep trading back until you get the guy that you like. I don't know. That was an odd one for me too. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there.
Yeah, I mean, but I think they're going to have multiple picks for next year, but I don't think the picks will be that high because Charlotte was almost in the playoffs. But I mean, unless they hoping that they don't get any better and they're stuck in the same spot. But it's not much of a move up as far as picks. So I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see if those picks turn into anything or those players do so.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then that'll be the real test. Like, hey, you could have got this guy at 25 or this guy at 19.
Exactly. But you never know until a few years from now, right?
Yep. Then we had NBA free agency kicking off right after. I mean, Lakers went out there, made big moves. They got Russell Westbrook. Got their big three. Pretty much had like 5 guys on the roster, but then turn around and they pretty much almost filled out their roster right now. I mean, they got Trevor Ariza, Dwight Howard. They just signed Carmelo. They got Ken Bazemore. I think they know another like guard or point guard, and then they'll be all set.
They got Kendrick Nunn.
Yep. I mean, they pretty much loaded up their whole roster. A lot of guys, signed up for that vet minimum, so that everybody on there trying to win the chip. So they're definitely one of the favorites as far as next year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kyle Lowry went to the Heat in the trade. Then they also picked up PJ Tucker. I actually like that. I think they're that kind of puts them back to the old Miami of the previous year when they had Crowder. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see what else they can do to improve their roster as far as the bench. Yeah,
they're gonna be pretty tough defensively with Tucker down there, kind of added on Jimmy Butler, Bam. They got a pretty solid team. I don't know. Do you think this is a kind of a last run for Pat Riley?
Yeah, I think it has to be. Because I don't think they really don't have like a lot of draft picks, or they really won't be in a position to get high draft picks this time next year, depending on how they're building the team. I can't see them winning it though. I think they need they're a few pieces away as far as bench players.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that they're ultimately in the East, you're going to have to get through Milwaukee, Brooklyn. So I think those are going to be 2 tough outs for Miami. And as much as I do love Jimmy Butler, he plays hard. I just don't know if he's the guy that can carry you to a finals win, right? I'm not sure. He's clutch. He hits the big shots, but I don't know. Can he do it?
Yeah, I don't think he can. I don't think he's one of those players that can consistently go out and get you a bucket.
Right.
It's like he's not one of those players that can cancel out a player. Kind of like when that this Durant versus LeBron, it's pretty much like a cancellation of each other.
Right.
Compared to if it was him versus LeBron or him versus KD, it's not really a official cancellation as far as star versus star.
Yeah, but what he'll bring is on the defensive side. He'll be able to probably make more stops than like a Durant or a LeBron probably at this point.
Yeah, but the thing is though is like if him going against Durant, he's gonna need a lot of stops.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be it's not one of those things that can be easily done. So I think if he had another player like on his caliber, would make it easier. But I think they're gonna need some more help though at that guard position.
You don't think the addition of Lowry will be a help there? You think they need another guy?
Yeah, because I feel like that's pretty much the Lowry's just replacing Dragic. So, but don't get me wrong, I think it'll give him some much needed toughness. Lowry's a better defender. He'll take a charge and flop. So, but I think they're gonna need a lot more in that guard position.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. Although I do, kind of like Kyle Lowry, he's a lot older than people think. He'll be 37 this year, and although he doesn't play like it, you never know with these happens in basketball, man. Sometimes they just lose it.
Yeah, I think I was like if they went out and they had got Lowry and DeRozan, and then they had Jimmy Butler, I think that's a much better team.
Yeah, you got multiple guys that can kind of score at the end of the game there.
Yeah, because you got two guys that can give you 20 rather than a guy that can give you 25 and then a bunch of other players.
Yep. No, I agree.
The Knicks went ahead and signed your boy after he was killing people in the Olympics.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my one of my friends last night because he's a big New York guy, and he goes, the Knicks are just doing Knicks things again. and I had missed I had seen the D Rose signing, which I thought was okay, maybe a little bit more money than I thought. I don't know, 3 years and $45 million, probably not the end of the world, but just seemed like a lot for a guy who's going to be coming off the bench. Most likely, I mean, that's where I think he's most effective. And then I missed the Fournier signing. I like Fournier. I felt like he was kind of like he had like this quiet toughness about him. I don't think he put up with any crap from anyone. And he was starting to get right when he got to Boston, he got COVID. But after that, a couple of games in, he felt like he was starting to kind of feel himself a little bit, and then the rest of the team got hurt. But he could shoot. He doesn't really do much on the defensive end. But we were talking about like just where does what does $20 million a year basically get you nowadays, and is Fournier a top 60, top 70 player in the NBA? Because that's about where the line is on $20 million players. The top 70 salaries are about $20 million a year at this point. So it's just the money I would worry too much about. It looks crazy on paper, but you'll look 3 years from now and be like, oh, that could have been a bargain.
Yeah, I mean, I think he helps them in the shooting category, which they needed. It gives them another kind of score, kind of like how I talked about DeRozan and Butler together. Two guys that can give you 20. So he can give you 20, and then Randall could give you another 20. So it helps with the scoring. The Knicks have been struggling as far as shooting. He's not gonna give us much on the defensive end. We got a bunch of other guys that are gonna lock in and play defense. Hopefully he can buy into that. But I think they still need to make another move as far as going out there trying to get somebody. I wonder if Buddy Hield is still on the table, being that Sacramento was looking to move him.
I would say anyone on the Sacramento roster, maybe outside of De'Aaron Fox, is probably available.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see what they're doing over there. Pretty much bringing back everybody. So I mean, that was pretty kind of good. So we keep that same momentum, guys, getting another year in together. Hopefully RJ Barrett improves his shot during the off season, and then maybe this is Randall learned a bunch, from getting in the playoffs. There's a lot of guys that just got in the playoffs for the first time. So hopefully that translates into something come next year.
Yeah.
And then we have the Chicago Bulls making all kinds of moves. They went out there and they got Lonzo Ball in the trade, $85 million. And then they went and got DeMar DeRozan. I don't know how DeRozan and Levine fits in together with Wall. So
I I mean, I get the Ball one. Again, probably a little more money than I thought he would get, but again, Chicago's trying to build something there, and it's not the end of the world because salaries just continue to rise, and they're going to get NBA salary cap's going to go up and whatever. But yeah, the DeRozan one I thought was a little odd because now you have, and I know Levine's a little bit bigger, but they basically kind of play the same style of game. They shoot threes or try to get to the hoop.
Yeah.
And I know DeRozan probably has a little bit more of a mid-range game, but yeah, I thought that was a little bit strange.
Yeah, especially because DeRozan is kind of one of those guys that needs the ball in his hands to score.
Yep.
He's not one of those guys that really plays off the ball, from what I've seen. So, they got Lonzo there. He's going to be the one, supposed to be dishing out the dime. So, it's going to be interesting to see, how those three players mesh together.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they kind of handle that. Because yeah, you're right. You basically got three guys that need the ball in their hands to do something, right? So there's only one ball.
Yep. And then another team kind of didn't really know what's going on. The Pelicans. I mean, it looks like Zion's leaving, coming to New York, man, because I don't know what they're doing over there.
So you're already booking his plane ticket 2 years from now, Rich?
Oh yeah, because if you notice, a lot of the deals the Knicks handed out were 2 to 3 year deals. So
I did notice that.
They're definitely ramping up for that summer. I think Joel Embiid is another free agent. That's supposed to be a free agent around that time. So there's some rumors around him because his old manager is the Knicks GM now. So
yeah, I that wouldn't surprise me the way that he talks about New York and New Orleans seemingly not having any idea what the hell they're doing down there. Outside of maybe them, hiring a good coach that he ends up liking and staying. I don't know. And does the Giannis winning it in Milwaukee, maybe kind of lead to these superstars staying, where they are and kind of trusting that their front office will build the right team around them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about trust. You see a lot of these guys, leaving for people that they have relationships with before. So, kind of knowing, they already know they're in good hands based off the previous relationship. But, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see, 2 to 3 years from now, what the Knicks are able to do and those players that decide to move and where they move.
Yeah, for sure.
And then outside of that, I mean, NBA's handing out a bunch of money. So if you're not playing basketball now, you might as well pick up a ball, start playing.
So here's my question. What do you think about this? Who's going to be the first NBA player to $500 million in career earnings just on contracts? Because the new Steph deal takes him out 4 years and it'll put his total somewhere around $470 million for 17 seasons in the NBA. And then you got LeBron, who if he kind of finishes out, he has 1 year left on his current contract that would put him around 430 million. So he'd have to play basically 4 more years, I think, to get to that 500 million mark. So who do you think is going to get there first? Going to be Steph or is it going to be LeBron?
It'll probably be LeBron.
So.
Just because he's about to be off his deal. I'm sure his next deal will probably be 4 years, 100 mil. Or no, probably 4, maybe 4 at 120, something around there, and then that'll put him over 5.
Yeah, that puts him. I mean, a 4-year deal for him is a lot. I think for a team, and I know he could probably retire somewhere in there, but it's a lot of money for a guy who's he's going to be 37, I think, this year, and has what's he in? It's going to be his 18th year in the NBA.
Yeah, but I think Morris just signed to the Heat. I think LeBron's going to try to Brady it out.
So.
And then, I mean, even though he's still slipping a little bit, his slip is still not dramatic. I mean, he's still averaging like 25, 7-7 or 25, 8-8.
Oh yeah, slipping. No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, no, there's been no slippage in his, very little slippage in his game at all. I'm just saying. So he's under contract for next year. He's got a $41 million, and then the following year, I think it must be a player option at $45 million. And if he plays those out, that puts it $432 million for his career, and then that would be 20 seasons. So he'd basically have to go. I think he still would have to go 22 seasons to get there, maybe 23. And I don't know. I see him playing. I would put him at. He's 36, just turned 36. So yeah, bring him to like 40. I'm not doubting him because you can't doubt him at this point. He's just been so consistent, but it's asking a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be close between those two. If not, one of the other younger players gonna have to come up and get it. I mean, Giannis is 26, so he's probably got another $200 million deal in him. So.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, based off the NBA salary cap, that might be another. I might be like a 250 or a 300.
Could be by that time, yeah.
Yeah, by that time he might just get it just because of the second deal. It might only take 2 deals now to get over 5.
That's crazy.
And then not to mention all the money they're making outside the NBA. I think we'll see a lot more players get close to that billion mark. So I think Dame's at like 400 too.
Yeah, Chris Paul's new contract puts him over 400. Giannis's extension kicks in next year. So this was the last year of his that's almost like that 6-year rookie deal. And next year he kicks in at, where is it here? 45 million. Yeah, so no, next year will be 39, 42, 46, 49, 52. Concluding in 26, and that'll get him to a lot.
Yeah, the 50 mil mark is going to be like the new 30.
Yeah, so one more $200 million contract. He's only what did you say, 25? Yeah, 26. He'll be 27 in a little while. So yeah, the end of that contract he'll be 31. So another 5-year or 4-year extension for $300 million. Man, these guys will be making some money. Especially
the thing is, the crazy thing is the people after him. Like you think of Luka, you think of Luka, Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Zion's going to get a crazy deal. Like his first big deal might be that 250.
Oh yeah. Gotta get that. You gotta hit the All NBA team though. That's the big thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be hard to hit All NBA in the West, especially at that position.
No, it's All NBA.
No, but I'm saying I think it's going to be hard to hit for him to all NBA at at that position. But I mean, we're going to wait and see. Hopefully these players come out and improve their game. So
a
lot of money to be made out there.
There sure is.
Then we got moving on to MLB. Boy Cole is out. That's a positive out here in these streets.
Yeah. Got to keep him off the out of the clubs there in New York, Rich.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was. I think they got a little bit too happy with these trades, man. They thought those left-handed hitters would come in and increase the scoring, but they were struggling the past 2 games. I mean, they're doing it right now. I mean, they're up 0-9 on the Orioles, but the previous few games.
No, they. I kind of questioned what they were doing, getting Rizzo and Gallo, but it seems to have at least jolted them a little bit. They swept the Marlins, and last night, obviously down night against the Orioles team they should have beaten, but back at it again tonight. So yeah, hopefully this puts a little jump start into them. They needed badly left-handed hitting, but like I think I said to you, like why didn't they try to do this like a month and a half ago? Or they knew they needed left-handed hitting from the beginning of the season.
Yep.
So a little frustrating that they sometimes wait this long, but they're going to try to make a run here for at least to get into the play-in game. But who knows?
Yeah.
Red Sox are struggling a little bit right now. They've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, they're 6 or 7 behind them in the Rays.
Yep. So the problem was that it was the Rays who swept the Red Sox. So they didn't make up any ground. It would just be nice to at least get into that playing game and see what you can do, right? I mean, it's one game. I'd take Garrett Cole over a lot of guys in Major League Baseball. So
he's leading the league in strikeouts.
Yeah. So and that's big in the playoffs. So if you can get one game and see what happens.
Oh yeah. And you had the Dodgers went out there and they trying to pull a cheat code. They hit that Grand Theft Auto L1 R1 up down right up down right up.
Yeah, they picked up arguably two of the probably best three players on the Nationals with Trey Turner, who's having a really good year, and Max Scherzer to kind of shore up the their pitching staff. Definitely a team that's not afraid of going for it. That's for sure. The lineup's gonna be scary.
And then they also protecting themselves for next year. They're doing a great job. I mean, as much as you hate it, they're doing a great job over there.
Yeah, I mean they kind of identify the place they need to go get people, and they're not afraid to go do it. They're not afraid to pay over the luxury tax there. There's rumors around here that the Red Sox didn't go after Rizzo because they didn't want to pay an extra tax on him 3 or 4 years from now. So instead they went with Schwarber, the cheaper option, who's on the injured list. So a lot of people that are kind of pissed about that, especially after such a crazy trade deadline in the MLB. Normally it's relatively tame. Sometimes you get a big name or two moving, but it felt like, man,
everybody's moving.
It was everyone was moving. People, dumping and reloading, and everyone else, going for it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Dodgers I feel like the Dodgers felt like they needed to compete with the Giants and the Padres.
Yeah.
That division's tough out there.
Yeah, I mean they're separated between the Dodgers are 3 games back from the Giants, and then the Padres are 3 games back from the Dodgers. So
yeah, it's going to be a tight finish out there in the West.
It's going to be interesting to see, especially if they play each other in the playoffs. So
yeah, and imagine, I haven't looked at the standings this week, but those will be the 3 teams coming out of the NL, or the 2 wild card teams, and whoever wins that division.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew for you. What you got for us?
All right, so for tonight we got a chicken dish. So it was a kind of a take on chicken caprese. So for those who don't know what that is, it's a chicken with mozzarella, tomato, and basil, topped on with a balsamic glaze on top normally. So what we did here is basically made a honey balsamic glaze, kind of let that sit off to the side, put some, fried up some chicken breasts in the pan, pulled them out, sliced them up, threw a bunch of halved cherry tomatoes in the pan with a little bit of honey, a little bit of balsamic, salt, pepper, a little bit of dried thyme, and stirred them up with some red onion. So let that kind of cook down to the tomatoes get a little soft. Then threw the chicken back in, and then covered it with the glaze that we had previously made. So didn't go with the mozzarella on this. Trying to go, a little, touch healthier, but topped it with some Parmesan cheese, and then the basil on top of that, and then we ate it over a pile of wheat spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Oh, that sounds interesting. What did you top it with more cheese, or is it just
So when I took it off the stove, I just kind of shaved a bunch of grated fresh grated parm on top, trying to ease back a little bit on the cheese, but I felt like you still need to have that parm in there. But then and he topped it with some sauce and tomatoes, kind of mixed it all in with the basil, and it came out really, really good this time. That combo is just if you like that balsamic vinegar taste, it's really good. And I can confirm that it heats up well too the next day.
I feel like those foods you make that heat up well the next day, those are always the best.
Yeah, because you can make a a shitload of it and just sit in your fridge.
Oh yeah, save a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And then what you drinking that down with?
Yeah, so we're gonna go. Actually, a beer that I ran out today to get because it was finally released. Been waiting all summer for this. The local brewery, Treehouse. They usually do it a few times a year, but it's their pale ale, Eureka. I think I've maybe brought it up on this podcast before, but they do a version of it with the Galaxy hop, which is one of my favorite hops. It's kind of gives like a pineapple-y type taste, nice citrus taste to it. So the reason we love this one is because it's almost like it's like a baby version of another beer they make. So they make this beer green, which has always kind of been like one of my go-tos, favorite beer, for forever, since I started going there. This one is like almost like the lighter version of it. So we call it baby green, but it's Eureka with Galaxy, and it comes in at like 4.2%, and there's not much of a taste difference from that and the adult version, I would say, the regular green, which is kind of, I think it's around 7.5% or so. So nice, easy drinking summer beer. So I ran over there, grabbed that today. Always good to have a fresh can, especially when you're cooking dinner. Yeah, it's one of my go-tos in the summer. Unfortunately, it's the first time it's been released in probably almost a year, I would say. But was happy I could get my hands on it.
Oh, nice.
I'd probably give it, like, for pale ale, I'd say it's like an 8.4.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a really good pale ale.
That's a solid score right there. Might check that out. That's it for JD's Bites and Brew. This week we have a few stuff going on for the BRRs. Did you finish Love Is Blind, or?
I did, yeah.
What was your take on it? Because I want to give mine.
I guess I like the general idea behind it, kind of showing the update. Well, first of all, let me reel that back. I thought it was gonna be a new season. So when I logged on and saw it was like, after the wedding, that's when I texted you. I'm like, wait, am I watching the right thing? I thought there was a new season. So I was already disappointed that there wasn't a new season, because that's what I was hoping to turn on. Second, like I started to say, like, I felt like it was a good, whatever, a couple episodes, fine, 3 episodes, give us a rundown of what's going on. They're having a 2-year anniversary party for Barnett and the Hamiltons, but then it kind of devolves into this like Damian Gigi issue, right? And then he's hanging out with some other girl, and then he brings her to the party, and then there's Jessica from California, who tried to break up, or tried to get with Barnett, almost like what was it, their engagement party or something, like the night before the wedding. I don't know
why she was there.
Because this is what I'm getting to, Rich, is that I felt like those two storylines were totally contrived just to put some drama in there. For one, no way, unless they paid her an assload of money, is Jessica going to that party. And no way is she going to try to give them a gift. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, right? What is she doing? Like, she knows they don't like her. Like, just, at that point, just leave it alone. Like, whatever. They don't like you. Obviously it was a very public, it ended up being a very public thing that you did on, on TV, especially with a girl like Amber, who seems very kind of stubborn and kind of deep rooted in the way that she thinks. She's not going to forgive you. So what the hell are you doing? So I think that they probably, paid her a bunch of money and were like, hey, they're probably going to give you a hard time, but we're going to give you a bunch of money to come back and do this. And that's why she did it. On the other side, this whole like Damian, talking to this other girl, Francesca, but then just telling Gigi that he only talks to her because he's trying to like figure out his relationship with Gigi, and just, loves her so much and blah, blah, blah. First of all, if you love this girl so much, you're not bringing this like drop dead gorgeous girl into a party and then just ignoring your girlfriend. You're asking for two things there. Either you really want to get out of this relationship, or you want to piss her off. One of the two. That's it.
Well, I kind of think he thought that it was like over, but then like,
not the way that he's talking. Yeah, if he thought it was over, fine. Like, I still think it's a little crass to do something like that. But
then I think he was like trying to get her back too at the same time. So, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I'm like, what is like? No guy in their right mind is gonna do that, and then try to get the girlfriend to like talk to them. He's lucky the girl didn't like smash him over that with a glass. Never mind, like try to like fix their relationship at the end of the party.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot, man. So I kind of thought it was like on the same boat as you. Like I thought we were gonna get a new season. But then even when I started watching, I was like, maybe they're just going to give us like the reunion and then hit us with the new season. But nah, they just hit us with the straight 2-year reunion. So there was a lot. It was like, so one of the funny things was with Diamond. So like she got a new boyfriend, so to say. But I mean, I felt like she just met the guy, so she should have never invited him to the reunion, to like that reunion party. And then like while she was there, she wasn't really talking to him the whole time. It seemed like she was talking to everybody else. Like you can't go to an event with somebody, that you just met and not like, I don't want to say baby them, but like not like bring them around, introduce them to people. Like you don't just like leave them on the couch,
right.
By themselves. And then she got mad that he was like, yeah, I don't want to be here. I'm out of here. And she was making it seem like they were like a match made in heaven, like all this stuff. They were like boyfriend and girlfriend, but like they just met.
Yeah, and you bring him to a party like that, like of course he's going to be uncomfortable and want to leave with all the contrived drama that's flying around there.
Yeah, and then there was the situation that we talked about with Damien. I thought that was funny, and because the girl was the girl from Too Hot to Handle in the first season, so I kind of felt like she was just there just to be on TV, to be in the spotlight as well. So I thought that was funny, and then I felt bad for the girl Kelly, because the guy she turned down, he was actually engaged now, and then she came there single. So I know that kind of hurts. And then everybody had this infatuation with Mark. Like I didn't understand why people were so mad that he has a girlfriend now and she's pregnant.
Well, they were mad because LC was like supposedly dating him, even though who knows, right? There's two sides to every story. You don't get to hear Mark's side of the story, but he was dating LC and then got this other girl pregnant while she thought, but in fact he was maybe dating this other girl too.
Yeah, but then Jessica's like trying to make Mark out as a bad person when she left Mark to try to be with Matt, and then went back to Mark, even like Mark took her back, like she went back with him, but still was trying to get back with Matt the whole time.
Yeah,
it was just odd that like these relationships people had among each other.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely in the boat with you. I definitely need a whole new season with a whole brand new cast.
Give me a new cast now.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens if they give us that or not.
Yeah, it looks like at the end of the last episode, they mentioned that there's gonna be a new season coming out soon. So yeah,
I hope they're filming now, not like they need to cast it.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Because it's been 2 years since the first one, almost 2 years.
Yeah, because they filmed it and then what it was like they almost like let it go a year before they released it, right?
Yeah, so I mean they got to be at least filming it now. So
yeah, I would think so.
And then outside of that, there was Outer Banks. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
I actually didn't watch that one.
Yeah, so it's like a modern day Goonies group of kids. They live like on a poor side of town, and then one of the kids finds out his dad dies. Come to find out, he found out his dad was like looking for a treasure, and then the kids get on a kind of journey to find that same treasure, and then they kind of get put up against like the rich kids in town.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the richest guys in the town, and he finds out about the treasure. So it's kind of a battle for everybody to, trying to get the treasure. So it's kind of like a modern day Goonies. It has a little teenage love drama in there, a little teenage drama, but they don't really focus on the school part. A lot of stuff outside of school as far as the adventures and stuff. So not bad.
Yeah, that was one that I just never got around to watching, but I did want to take a look at it, and I have heard good things about season 2.
Yeah, 2 seasons out. Gave it like a 7.5. Solid show. It's not bad. Quick watch. Not really much boring parts, but there were some stupid parts in the second season.
Sure.
But I mean, I'll if you watch it, you'll notice it, and I'll tell you. We'll talk about it. And then outside of that, I mean, Loki finished up. one of the other Disney shows. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best of the three shows as far as the WandaVision and Winter Soldier and Falcon. They got a lot in there as far as what Disney's trying to do, going forward. Getting ready to introduce a lot of the different timelines and stuff. So you saw me and Tom talk about it. So it seems like they're gonna mess up the current timeline and then fix it. Then hopefully when they fix it, them fixing it is gonna give you the full Marvel universe with X-Men and everybody else. So, and that's gonna be phase 5 of Disney, which is coming up after 4. So you'll see like Fantastic Four and all the other stuff. So it looks like all this is like gearing up. This is like phase 4, and then by phase 5, that's when we're gonna get X-Men on all our fan favorites.
Nice.
Then they got the Suicide Squad coming out on Friday. I might just give it a shot just to see what it's about. I don't know if anything else was coming out that you saw. Still watching Dr. Death and White Lotus. That's about it. I don't think anything else on my radar right now.
No, I'm still pushing through the Animal Kingdom. Almost finished season 2.
Did you see what happened with Bash yet, or?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
They just what they just do? Oh, they just killed Javi.
Okay.
She got tied up and had the $300,000 stolen from her. Then they went and paid one of Javi's guys to kill him.
Yep. Some more stuff about to go down. So.
Oh yeah, you can feel it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.